Hey everybody, welcome back. So we are here for another 2023 very belated planner flip through. This is my Sadie Stickers 7x9 planner dated from January to December of 2023. And let's just jump into it. So no photos or a decoration or anything on the dashboard here, but then we flip to the monthly pages of April, and I have this sticker kit from Kimmy Studio. I started using these in April of this year. I had picked up a bunch during her closing sale last year, and I really miss her shop for these because I really enjoyed using these, even though, as you can see here, like this sticker, this is my first time using one of these, so like it got so off center, but yeah. This is an interesting flip through to do for April through June because after June we got our kitten and our lives just totally changed because of her. So, and she was born in April of last year. So it's funny. It's like we didn't even know her at this point. But yeah, so this will be the last flip through before Clover time. So yeah, Easter fell in April this year. So that's why I used this kit here. I really do like these bunnies. They're really cute. This is a kit from Cinderella Paper. I am blanking on the name. Probably not for sale anymore anyway. This was the week of my spring break from the university where I was teaching at the time. And I did a little bit of work during spring break. As you can see, I had a little bit of grading to catch up on because at that point I was teaching 4 classes. So I always am behind on grading when I'm teaching 4 classes. But yeah, I tried to take some time off because my husband had like 2 days off this week, just like regular calendar days for holidays and things like that. So yeah, we picked up our marriage certificate because he was off this day, and so we could go to the county office because obviously those are not open except on weekdays. I don't think we had to go together to pick up the marriage certificate, but we wanted to, so we did that. We opened a joint bank account, so we had to go to the bank and do that. That was another thing. We could have done that on a weekend, but we were already out and about. So it was like, why not? Did taxes. That was my last time doing taxes as a single person. And then I submitted my name change app through the Social Security office. That part was actually really easy, the Social Security part. It was the DMV that took forever. And then, let's see. I remember I wanted to get out of the house and walk on the trail behind our house this day because it was like a break in all of the rainy days. I'm really glad I do that. I miss that trail a lot. It was really nice having a nice place to walk just like in my backyard. Don't really have that where I'm living right now. I'm like deep in the city, and if I walk around it's like the houses are cute, but I might run into some people who I don't want to run into. And there's like multiple schools around me. Anyway, yeah, because then it rained the next day. Rained again. I went to the Social Security office to start my name change. If you live in SoCal, the Brea Social Security office, I can tell you this now because I don't live in that area anymore. They get you in and out there very quickly. They'll go on a Friday morning. You will get what you need to get done. It was April Fool's Day. We decided to go snowshoeing this weekend because even at this point in SoCal, there was still so much snow because of how much rain we had gotten. So we went snowshoeing for the first time. I really enjoyed it. I would like to do that again. I was designing wedding photo albums for our families, the 2 sides of the family. I still haven't done our wedding photo album though. Okay. More Cinderella paper kits. This was for Easter. I think I brought together 2 different Easter kits, and then I brought in Alicia Craft underlays to reward myself for using leftovers. So this was back to work, more grading. I really didn't want to go to work this day, apparently. My husband's car window got broken into again. This time it was in our old neighborhood. Thankfully, knock on wood, we live in a neighborhood where that could definitely happen again right now, but no one's broken into our cars yet. My husband got the same car window smashed in 2 different locations within 2 months of each other. That was the worst. Because it's not like it's free when that happens to you, even if you have insurance. We went and saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. That was the first movie I saw in like 3 years or something. 2 years? 3 years. It was so funny. I loved it. I was grading on the weekends, not on Easter, because I do take Easter off, but I think I was behind on grading, so I was working during the weekend. We went to my husband's cousin's speakeasy party and went out for brunch on Easter because that's how we've been celebrating lately the last few years. This kit is from Bella Planella, and I used it because we went to California Adventure on this Friday. So I explained in my last flip through, but basically they might still be doing this for SoCal residents, but we had a Disney gift card, and instead of using it for just like a 1-day park hopper ticket, it was the same cost to get the 3-day SoCal resident ticket, where you pick a park for each of the 3 days. And so we picked 2 days in Disneyland and 1 day in California Adventure. And it had to be during the week, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it just made sense for us to get that 3-day ticket and enjoy 3 days in Disney rather than like trying to cram a park hopper into just like 1 day. So if you live in SoCal, Disneyland I think is super overpriced lately, especially for the quality. Like a lot of our experience in early 2023 was a lot of rides like totally breaking down or just like not being available because they had electrical problems. So that wasn't great. But because we had the 3-day ticket, we didn't feel so much pressure to like fit everything into 1 day. Like we could have a much more relaxed Disney experience, which is my version of having fun at Disney, because I don't like how it feels like you have to do like homework to go to Disneyland or Disney World lately. I'm not a fan of that. So anyway, obviously I can't get that now because I'm no longer a SoCal resident, but I'm glad we did that when we did that. Grading. Got my new Social Security card so I could file my new driver's license app. I'm realizing our cat was having hairball and other end of the equation issues this week, and also shedding a ton at some point. And I'm realizing that the shedding definitely goes along with some digestive issues for her. So we're trying to do better about like brushing her, and my husband gave her a little hair trim the other day. So that's important to keep up with. Yeah, we went to Disneyland, or Disney California Adventure this day. We'd been married for 3 months. It was 1 month till my birthday. And I discovered I freaking love the Spider-Man ride. We went on it twice this day. And at first I was so freaked out because there are digital spiders everywhere. But once I got into it, it was a lot of fun. And this was during the Food and Wine Festival, which was okay. Like, I enjoyed the different food offerings for sure, but like they weren't that great. Like they definitely market it as like a foodie thing, and maybe I'm just too much of a snob, but like I think we got like an IPA sampler later in the day. Yeah. And the IPAs were not they were fine, but they weren't like great. So I'm picky about food and beer and stuff. Went on Grizzly River Run on a day where it was not very warm. It was sunny, but it was pretty cold still at this point. And so the wait time was like 10 minutes, which if you know this ride in the summertime, you will wait for a while to go on Grizzly River Run. But we zipped up our coats and we were like, we're doing it. And we got wet, and it was great though. And we like stood in the sun as much as possible afterwards to get dry before the sun went down. Oh, and then this couple of parents like gave us a Disney gift card that I think I told my husband to give to his nephews because we don't need it. But they were celebrating their departed daughter's birthday, so that was very nice of them. And then yeah, Web Slingers, I freaking love that ride. Oh, and we saw Spider-Man doing the show like on top of the building at Avengers Campus and things like that. That was really cool as well. So I got to use a lot of Once More with Love Marvel character stickers. That was cool. And yeah, we came home and I stepped in a hairball that my cat threw up. That was cute. just cat owner things. And then I had to do grading over the weekend to make up for the fact that I took Friday off. So yeah, my husband used to get every other Friday off at his last job. I think he can opt for that at his new job now that he has been there for like half a year, but we're still figuring that out. So this is more stuff from Cinderella paper paired with Alicia Craft foil. I was on a big Alicia Craft foil kick last year. I was just feeling really grateful for my cat. I was like really hating going to work at this point. It's just late in the semester and I was really tired, and coming down like from the high of planning the wedding and the honeymoon and everything, and I just had a lot of time to be alone with my thoughts. So I just made sure to hug my cat a lot because I only get her for so many years, you know. And this was before we got the sick kitten that we have now. Some kids were playing with firecrackers behind my house, and I did call the police non-emergency line because they were firing them at each other. I'm like, y'all are so dumb. And of course, they were gone by the time that anyone showed up, but I'm just like, someone's gonna burn my house down. I hate this. Went to the DMV to do my name change over there. That took a long time. I was there for a while, but we got it done. And then we went to my younger nephew's play. It was like a showcase of a lot of like really like short snippet skit things. It was pretty funny. So that is one of the hard things about moving away, is that my sister-in-law and her kids are still in SoCal, and I don't think they plan to move anytime soon. So we miss out on stuff like that, but we'll figure out ways to see them no matter what. We went to a game night at our friend's house. I met her dog and her cat. The cat like cozied up to me at one point and then had a like knee-jerk reaction and decided he didn't like me suddenly. Literally came up to me, sat down next to me on the couch, and I was like, hey, Nematode, that's his name. And then suddenly he just like realized what he was doing and he hissed and like batted at me. I was like, oh, I thought we were friends. It's so funny how some cats can be. Still working on the weekends. Like you'll notice sometimes I just grade a couple of papers on a day, like just so I don't have as much work to do during the week, because I'm really tired during the week when I teach. Like teaching definitely takes a lot out of me. This, continuing with the book theme, this is an Itty Bitty Sticker Co kit, like her literary cat themed kit, really cute. There were definitely a lot of things going on behind the scenes in my life that I can't really talk about, but were contributing to me feeling really sad during this time. And yeah, I can't talk about it because I don't want to like violate other people's privacy. But this was a hard time. And it was also weird just because we had just gotten married. So it's like, you're supposed to be like the happiest you've ever been, right? And it's like, well, not if the rest of your life and other people in your life are not having a good time. Like, yeah. John Mulaney's latest special came out. I remember being very excited for that. Lots of grading. I woke up at 5 for some reason that day. I got a new rug for the office. Woo. Oh, we tried a sushi place in La Habra called Akafuji. Again, if you are in SoCal, which some of you who I talked to on here are, Akafuji sushi in La Habra is really good. We only discovered it this day, and it had been living like 20 minutes up the road from us for years. And then I was mad this day about something. And then we move into May. This is another Kimmy Studio kit. I loved this one for the month where my birthday falls. Very busy month with finishing up the semester, and then we went on a short trip for my brother's graduation and things like that. This is leftovers from Scribble Prints Co. Complemented, I don't know why that was so hard to say, complemented with foil from Plannahannah. So of course this was for May the 4th, and it's funny, I'm pretty sure, yeah, so we just had May 4th this last weekend when I'm filming this, and it rained here in Sacramento, and it was raining on May 4th in Orange County last year. There was a funeral that I wasn't able to go to, but it was for my husband's other cousin. At this point, I think he had told me about the funeral like the day before, so I'm like, unfortunately, I can't take off. I was really stressed because at this point in the semester, I usually am. Right now, I'm kind of living like this exact week right now. I'm teaching literally half the number of classes I taught at this point last year, so that's probably why I'm feeling on top of things. This is definitely the last time I went to the dentist. Shh, don't tell anybody. The issue with my last dentist, I really liked them, but they wouldn't send me a reminder postcard until after 6 months, and so they would call. I would have to call them instead of them just like telling me when to come in. So it's been a while since I've been to the dentist. I've been busy. I need to figure out my new insurance and everything. Had to take Evie to get blood work done because she was going to have a dental cleaning. My dad, in an autocorrect iPhone moment, wrote Happy Cincinnati de Mayo. So that's like the only time I'm ever going to mark Cinco de Mayo in my planner because, yeah, I don't celebrate it. And my husband doesn't celebrate it either, and he's Mexican, so we're gonna follow what he wants to do there. He finally won Mario Party this day. Then we went to his friend's house, who I also consider my friend, and played Betrayal at House on the Hill successfully for like the first time. I think I was the villain, or whatever you call it, the haunter. That's a fun game. It's basically Clue on steroids. It can get a little complicated. But yeah, that was fun. And then I had a family FaceTime and was grumpy about it. Moving on. It is kind of fun filming these closer to like exactly a year later because I'm interested in seeing where I was like at this week last year. This was the week of my birthday last year, my 31st birthday. What a weird number. I'm not a fan of odd numbers, and I think it's because I was born in an even numbered year. So, and just gonna say, like, most of the time when I'm an odd numbered age, most of the time it's not a great year. 31 was a struggle, I'm not gonna lie. 29 was okay. I got engaged at 29, so we can't say that's that bad. 27, I think, was when the pandemic started. I think I was 27 when the pandemic started, and then I turned 28 during the pandemic. So that's not great. 25, I had an existential crisis, I'm pretty sure. 23 was awful. 21 was pretty fun. That was my last year of college. And then 19 was awful. And then we're not going to go back farther than that. Anyway. Moving on. Sadie Stickers. This is where this kit is from. I love the florals in this. Lots of grading. Last week of classes for my students, we went to Disneyland this day, so that's always fun to get to do that around your birthday. I think my 11th birthday, okay, so 11 was an odd number, but an okay year. I don't really remember what happened. I remember being in Disneyland on my birthday that year. That was like the first time I went to Disneyland. So yeah, finally got to go on Rise of the Resistance because back in March, on the day that we went, it was just down the whole day. Went on Runaway Railway for the first time, and oh my god, both of us got off that ride and we're like, the hell just happened? What did we just witness? I kept making jokes about how we were accomplices in like some sort of high crime, like murder situation. That's how they were acting. Like, that ride is nuts. Fun, but trippy. Finally got to go on Pirates of the Caribbean again because, like, I'm pretty sure that was down the last time we went to. I love Jungle Cruise. I love Indiana Jones. Every time I go on Indiana Jones, though, I'm waiting in line and I cannot remember if I'm going to have a heart attack or not on the ride. And then I go on the ride and I'm fine. But I'm like having a panic attack in line. Small World glitched totally, royally this day. Like, we got stuck in the Polynesian section and like everything like started slowing down, and so like the hula girls were like really slow blinking. It was weird. I thought it was hilarious. My husband was not impressed. And then we watched the fireworks in Galaxy's Edge, which I do recommend in Disneyland, like going to kind of the restaurant area of Galaxy's Edge and watching the fireworks from there because it's a lot less crowded, and it's cool to see it like over the Millennium Falcon and all that. So yeah, that was the last time I was in Disneyland, was 1 year ago. And then my husband scheduled a coffee tasting for us in San Marcos, which is like 2 hours away from us, and we got stuck in terrible traffic. And I had a real talk with him about maybe if we're going to do a theme park, maybe let's not schedule something the next day because I am exhausted right now. I went to bed early that night because it is a lot. Like, if I do a theme park day, I cannot do anything the next day. It's just not going to happen. And then I had my birthday on Mother's Day last year. We'd been married for 4 months. I only marked, like, I was in a whatever mood on my birthday last year, I'm not gonna lie. I decided not to mark it because I ran out of space, and I'm like, well, let's try and prioritize the fun things, but I was just not in a great mood that day. But I got chocolate cake and played Mario Party, so, you know, that part's good. And then this is from Apple Blossom Prints, I think. Yeah, with Plannahannah foil. This was the week of my brother's graduation from college, my youngest brother. I have 4 brothers, if you don't know. I graded 82 final presentations on this Monday. Yeah, that was a lot. Took Evie for her dental cleaning and freaked out because I had let her have water that morning, and I got there and the assistant, who I noticed after that day was no longer working there, to my knowledge, was like, oh, well, you're really supposed to withhold water too. And I'm like, huh? So then I thought maybe I killed my cat. She was fine. And her teeth were very clean. It was nice. And yeah, so that worked out. But I had like an anxiety attack that day and somehow still graded 15 research papers. And then 20 the next day. Whoa. I was really on top of it. I kind of had to be because I was teaching that many classes. And then we drove to Berkeley. We stayed at the Berkeley City Club Hotel, which made me feel really successful. It's like a very cute hotel. And normally I wouldn't stay somewhere that expensive, but literally everything else in town, because it was graduation weekend, was still that expensive, even the travel lodge. So it was like, well, if we're going to pay that much for a hotel for 2 days, we might as well stay at the cute one. So I'm glad we did that. We went to our favorite restaurant, Angeline's in Berkeley. And then the Berkeley City Club Hotel has a cute little breakfast room where you get breakfast. And so we did that in the morning on both days that we were there. And then my brother's graduation was this day. We went out for dinner. And then those of us who were of age went to our hotel bar. It's called Morgan's Lounge. And we got, with your stay, you get like a complimentary drink coupon. So we used ours. And then at breakfast that morning, someone who was checking out that day was like, oh, here's some extras that we got. Like, we didn't use them. So we were able to like give a couple of my siblings free drink coupons. So that was fun. And we played Scrabble and acted like really classy and stuff. Saturday, we left. I was reading poetry. We drove home. I started reading our New Zealand travel guide because I was like, we should go to New Zealand and I have this travel guide book. And then, yeah, that was the end of that week. I loved this because my youngest brother graduated from Cal, and these are definitely Cal colors. And this is leftovers from a Cinderella paper kit paired with Plannahannah underlays. This is where I finished grading for the semester. And it was a pretty tough semester because I was teaching 4 of the same class. So it gets a little repetitive after a while. Sometimes it's good because you can just like get on autopilot and you're like, okay, I'm grading 100 of the same exact assignment. And sometimes it's rough because you're like, I'm grading 100 of the same assignment. So it's a little bit of a tricky semester. I had a follow-up appointment for the cat because I think when they were cleaning her teeth, they discovered she had like a scratch on her eye. So I just wanted to check on that. And we went hiking this weekend to check out a new open space park in our neighborhood. So I missed that as well. We need to find some new hiking places. We just haven't gone out a lot since we've moved here because Clover's been sick. Okay, then moving into June, another Kimmy Studio kit. I love the florals of this one. I feel like we did a lot and not a lot in June. This was a Pride kit from Cinderella paper, and I paired it with foil from Plannahannah. I kind of wish in hindsight that I had color blocked this kit, but that's okay. Really anxious this week apparently. Not great. Because I had finished work and turned in final grades, I feel like I had too much time to think about stuff. I started doing some webinars, some mental health webinars through my health insurance to kind of try and DIY my mental health. It worked for a little bit. I learned some things. It was good, but like I'm glad I did it, but it definitely didn't fix me. Let's put it that way. I ran into a student at the pizza restaurant we decided to go to that night. So that was kind of sweet. And then we saw Across the Spider-Verse, which I really enjoyed. And then we went to our town's Pride Fest because that was this weekend. That was a lot of fun with live music and things like that. And then here's another one that I definitely wish that I had color blocked, the foodie kit from Cinderella paper. June gloom. We had May gray, June gloom. The sun did not come out for like 2 months, I swear. It was weird this last year. The sun didn't come out till July, which was kind of nice because we were delaying the inevitable summer heat. But I started missing the sun after a while, which is something for me to say because like a lot of times I'm like, it's too sunny here. It's California problems. But yeah, severe June gloom this week. This is where I started uploading wedding planning vlogs. That's what I did in June last year because I had the time to finally recap things with the wedding. And then My husband had tickets to a live podcast show that he really enjoys, and he was originally planning to ask somebody else to go, but then they couldn't go. So I went with him, even though I'd never listened to this podcast, and I had a really good time. It was a nice show. Not a lot went on this day, though, because we were planning to go out late that night, so I used 2 full boxes here. And then the next day, we went out for our elder nephew's birthday. Din Tai Fung is tasty, but, like, to me, it's not worth how long you usually have to wait, especially at the Santa Anita Mall. I think we had to wait for like 2 hours, and like, if you have shopping to do, it's fine, but I don't know. I personally prefer other dumpling restaurants that are like more local. It's good though. The dumplings are good. It's just how much is worth the wait? It's just my question. This is another Cinderella paper kit, and this is where I was like, I need to do color blocking. More June Gloom. I really love how the color blocking turned out here. I was missing the sun. Both of us were like, is the sun ever going to come out? Our neighbors moved, which was sad because they were really good neighbors. Oh, this is where I started uploading the wedding vlogs. I think I was just like editing them this day. It's my sister's birthday. I tried a new Greek restaurant. It wasn't a new Greek restaurant, but it was new to us. It was okay. And this was my other sister's birthday. It was also Juneteenth, so I used this Juneteenth kit from Pink Diamond Planner Co. So really love that. I love when I do get to actually use a double box, or a tall box, because I don't have a whole lot going on in the sidebar. My husband had the day off. I was reading a Black Nature anthology of poetry. Our friends, like, last minute came into town, so we saw them. That was nice. And we just like sat on the porch and made cocktails. That was a nice Monday. My husband had an interview for a totally different job this day. I remember I could write that in now because that didn't end up going anywhere, but yeah. Let's see what else. I had to pack up and drive up north because my brother was getting married. Another like historic hotel, the National Hotel. That was a cute place to stay. They had a bar downstairs, which was filled with very like think about like whenever there's a movie about like a small town, and there's like the regulars, and then there's like the people who come in who have moved away, and there were a lot of characters. I did not sleep well this weekend though. Then we had the wedding. Then we drove home, reunited with our cat. So that's everything for April through June. I hope you enjoyed seeing it. Let's see, what was my favorite out of this quarter? I feel like we have to do my birthday week, even though I feel like I could have done that one a little bit better. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I am going to be filming 2 more of these, and the next one, spoiler alert, is going to get into kitten time. So I hope you're looking forward to that. I am looking forward to getting into those first few months with Clover the kitten, and I will talk to you then. Bye.